Good afternoon. Craig from Prime Ag here. This week, we're going to bring you a series of webinars updating you on the 2024 government programs. So this week, we're going to talk about ARC County, ARC Individual, and PLC programs and an update on what's happening from the 2024 growing season. As I said, we'll do 3 different webinars. Today we're going to talk about corn, and then also we'll do a separate one on soybeans and wheat. So make sure to look for those in the very near future. The first thing that we're going to talk about is SCO and comparing it to ARC. We have to remember when we use ARC County, we're using a benchmark yield and price. When we look at these benchmark years and prices, we're doing this on a 5-year Olympic average. When we look at this 5-year Olympic average, we always throw out the high and the low. When looking at ARC County, we are using marketing year prices for that program. The marketing year runs from September 1st to August 30th the following year. For the 2024 ARC programs and PLC programs, we are looking at marketing years from 2018 through 2022. They made the change a couple years ago where we actually put a skip year in those. So when you look at those, they come up with a bench price and a bench yield for each county. And with that, we come up with a benchmark revenue. Your guarantee in ARC County is 86% of the benchmark revenue. When you look at ARC County and you compare it to SCO, SCO is based off of expected county yields, and it uses the insurance prices from the spring and the fall, or planting from harvest, whatever way you want to look at it. But in the end of the year, they are both using the same yields. So starting a couple years ago, the ending yield for ARC is now based off the NAS RMA yields. So the yields that you are sharing with them are now the actual yields used for these programs and not the surveyed ones. So at the end of the day, we have the benchmark revenue for each county based on the crop. If the actual revenue is below the benchmark revenue, the producers will receive a payment, and you get a payment based off base acres. Now, when I say base acres, that's the base acres you have at the FSA office, not planted acres. And those payments estimated to be about 85% of what the actual payment is. And they also actually have a cap on what the payments could be too. The cap on the payments is 10% of the benchmark revenue. So when we go back and look at corn for 2024, the ARC benchmark price was $485. The PLC price was $401. The projected price as of mid-June by the RMA for corn for the 2024-2025 marketing year is $430. So with that, the price is down about 10%. So when we look at that, if your county had any yield losses of 4 or 5% or lower, the chance of you getting an ARC pro payment for corn is pretty good. Now for PLC, there will be no payments for corn because when you look at the PLC, the average marketing year price has to be below the PLC benchmark price in order for there to be a payment. Now this next page here, we're showing an ARC numbers for 2024 for Osceola County, Iowa. Now I know this is a pretty small chart, but all we want to show here is that if you would like the information on where your county's benchmark, yields and prices are in the benchmark guarantee, we have this information. So I have this information in a nice spreadsheet. So if you would like this information, the best thing I can recommend do is just to give a call into the office or call my cell number or drop me an email. I'd be very happy to help you look into getting, of what there would be possibly for payments when it comes to corn. When I go to the next page here, the last page here, this just shows where we have ECO and SCO payments for 24 crop year. The RMA, put the yields out in the mid-June here, so that's when they're able to figure out the payments. So as you can see, the counties that are in red had maximum ECO and SCO payments, and then the yellow and the green showed the ECO payments, and then where it was gray, there was actually no ECO or payments, in the Midwest. So as you can see, there was a fair amount of payments made on ECO, especially if you were one of the unfortunate ones that had poor yields in your county. On our final thoughts, you have to remember, this is all based off your county's benchmark yields and prices, all right? The payments will be made in October, and you'll get paid on 85% of your base acres. And like I said, if you have any questions on this program, or if you'd like to know a better idea if you have a payment in your county or not, just give us a buzz at the office, or you can call my cell number at 262-707-4112, or drop me an email at craig@prime-ag.net. Thanks. Have a great day, and make sure to check out our soybean and wheat webinars we'll also be coming out with shortly.